Okay, with the sumptuous dinner, we should all be for the second part of the program. I'd like to call on the partner of Rosenfield and Bueno. I thought you were asking me to stop. A firm based in Hollywood, CalCPA member, PASCPA president. May I please call on Ms. Marisa Bueno.
Thank you, Juana. My job tonight is to introduce our keynote speaker, and she asked me to go to the podium because she was asked to go to the podium. So it is a privilege to introduce the CEO of CalCPA and CalCPA Educational Foundation. Ms. Loreta Dune has been the CEO for the past 15 years of CalCPA. Before she came on board, CalCPA was 28,000 strong in membership. Now, after 15 years, the organization is 45,000 strong. So that tells you the type of a leader she is. And to put it in perspective, Kathy said that the next largest CPA organization in the country, which I believe is New York, is about 20 to 25,000 in membership. So we are truly blessed to have a leader who is very kind, very caring, extremely generous, thoughtful, intelligent, willing to share her resources, and is a visionary. And she is an educator at heart, but she is an accountant in her mind. Please help me welcome Ms. Loreta Dune. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you so much. What a beautiful evening. Thank you for having me. I have to say, magandang gabi. You know, I have some Filipino heroes, and one of my heroes has always been, I love sports, so has always been Manny Pacquiao. I love Manny Pacquiao. And for a while there, I thought he was going to retire. But apparently not. He's still fighting, right? Right? He's 39 years old and still going strong. But I will say that I found another hero in addition to Manny. How many of you have seen the movie Crazy Rich Asians? Yeah. Well, I just found out that in that movie, the princess, remember the wedding scene? The princess is a Filipina, Chris Aquino. I want to be Chris Aquino. I want to be a princess. So she's my second hero. But let's get on. So a little bit about CalCPA. You've heard we're 45,000 members in the state of California. And what we are about is advocacy, communication, community, and education. We're about making better CPAs and making better financial advisors, like all of you. A little bit about me. I'm a CPA, yes. I've worked in public accounting and industry. But as you heard, this was not my first career. I was a teacher, a second grade teacher. And I came to San Francisco, to California, and couldn't find a teaching job after I got my graduate degree. And so I had a career switch and became a CPA. Thank goodness for that. I have you all now as my colleagues. So, for over 40 years, I've been married 45 years this year. It gets even better. It's the same man. We've lived in the same house for over 40 years, and we've driven the same car for over 40 years. You can ask me what kind of car it is later, but it's still running. Actually, it was my husband's bachelor car, which he loves and he won't get rid of, so we still have that car. But tonight is really about you. Who are you? Accountant, leader, advisor, owner, wife, husband, son, daughter, grandmother, grandfather, uncle, aunt, shopper, dancer, singer. Who are you? We all have many roles in our lives that define who we are. You know, I was going to talk about some things about the young professionals in our business, being a CPA, and I decided to scrap that. I'm not going to talk about that because I was listening to I was watching the TV this morning, just this morning, and I was flipping through the channels, and there was football. I like football. I'm a sports fan. And there was tennis. The US Open is going on now. And I just so happened to flip on a channel, and there was an author on that channel that was doing an interview, and I'll talk about that later. So what I'm going to talk to you about tonight are realities. I usually talk about myths, but tonight I'm going to talk about realities. The realities leading to our success, to your success. It's about you. So I have a list of things that I will share from my perspective. Now I will say a disclaimer, these are not the opinions of Cal CPA. These are my own personal opinions. So, number one, be nice. Not hard to do. But in these times, it seems like being nice is a challenge for some of us. Smile. Smile. Engage. Be interesting. Now, every time I say be interesting, people will say, well, how do I become interesting? What makes somebody interesting? What makes you interesting? And I tell people, well, what have you read lately? Do you read? What do you collect? Do you collect anything? What do you participate in? You're here tonight. You participate in this organization. That's huge. Do you like sports? And I always say, even if you don't like sports, you should know something about sports. And what I tell young people is, choose a team, any sport. Know the captain and at least know one star player and know the team colors. Be of service. Help. Make someone better. Be confident. Stand tall. Speak clearly. Look me in the eye. I have a couple of stories that some of you may have heard that I'll tell you about confidence. The first is about my son. He went to school in Boston, and one year my husband and I decided to visit him for his birthday. So we get to Boston on Thursday night, and I say, Jeff, we're going to celebrate your birthday, and I made a reservation on Tuesday night at a very fancy restaurant in Boston, French, called Les Pellières. And I said, I made it for 4, Jeff, because I'm thinking that you might have a friend that you want to invite to dinner with us for your birthday. And then I asked him the question that a mother should probably not ask her son. And I said, Jeff, do you have a girlfriend? And Jeff said, no, but I can get one by Tuesday. The other story I tell about confidence, and I know some of you have heard this one, is that one day I was flying from San Francisco to LA. So I get on the plane, and you squeeze through the aisle, put your overhead bag up in the overhead compartment, and I sat down on my aisle seat. And there was a lady, a beautiful young African-American lady sitting next to the window. And she looked at me, she said, I was watching you out in the lobby, and I watched you walk in, and she said, you look so confident, so professional. And I looked at her and I thought, that's an odd thing to say. I felt a little uncomfortable. So I said, I asked her name, and I said, well, what do you do? And she said, I'm a model. And I just finished a shoot for Macy's in San Francisco. And I'm thinking, a model? And she's asking me why I'm confident? So the question took me a little aback, and I had to think just for a second. And it came to me very quickly after that. And I looked at her, and I said, I'm confident because I know that I am loved. I didn't have that answer in my head, it just came to me. I'm confident because I know I'm loved. I want you to be connected. And I tell people this, how connected are you? How many people do you know? And who are these people? Knowing people is very important. It's a numbers game, right? The more people you know, the more influence you probably can have. And those people can help you at some point in your life. Choose the right partner. Choose the right partner. And when I say partner, I don't mean business partner. I don't even mean a spouse. All of us have people, partners in our life, who've helped us through our journey and help us to become successful. Now, about me this morning watching TV. The author was Carlos Rovelli, and he wrote a book called The Order of Time. And it caught my attention because at a Cal CPA meeting in June, I talked about this book and time. So he says that time is meaningless. Meaningless. When we think of time, we think of clock, right? The clock equals time. Well, did you know that time is different depending on where you are? Guess what? If you're at sea level, you will live longer than if you live in the mountains because of the altitude. You're smiling at me because you heard this before. I didn't know that, but I live at sea level, so I'm happy. But it really depends. Time depends. But I say that time is not about the clock. Time is about who you are. Time is finite. Therefore, time is life. Your sense of identity, who you are. We know who we are because of our past, and that means our time. So be mindful of time. It's all you got. It's life's gift. By being here tonight with your colleagues, your friends, and your family, you are giving each other the gift of time with your presence. You can have money, gold, a Tesla, but in the end, there is nothing more precious in life than time. So take care, appreciate the gift of time, live and let live, and be a part of our beautiful profession. enjoy your time, enjoy your life. Thank you very much.